This is Mental Selling, the sales podcast for people who are dedicated to making a difference in customers' lives. We're here to help you unlock sales talent, win more relationships, and transform your business with integrity. I'm your host, Hayley Parr. Let's get right into it. Welcome to the Mental Selling podcast, brought to you by Integrity Solutions, where we dive into the mindset and skill set behind high-performance sales leadership. I'm your host, Hayley Parr, and if you're leading a sales team right now or supporting one, you've probably felt it already this year. More pressure, more noise, more tools, and less clarity around what actually drives results. The playbooks that worked a few years ago don't always land the same way, and trust has become harder to earn and easier to lose. As we move deeper into 2026, we at Integrity Solutions have been asking both our internal team and our beloved clients that we work with some really important questions, like what's really changing in sales? Where are teams actually gaining momentum, not just activity? And how do leaders drive performance today without compromising trust culture or values? So, as a result, in today's episode, I'll be sharing some of those high-level insights that have come out of those conversations, along with perspectives from Brian Snader, one of our tenured vice presidents of client development here at Integrity Solutions, who works very closely with sales leaders navigating these challenges every day. We talk about what we're seeing in the market, what still holds true, and how Integrity Solutions has evolved to better support alignment, sustainment, and execution in today's sales environment. So as we take stock and as we think about what really separates teams that stall from teams that sustain momentum, this brings us to the first question we've been asking ourselves and of our clients, and that is, why does integrity matter more than ever in 2026? Selling today is happening in an environment of higher pressure, greater scrutiny, and in many cases, less trust than ever before. Buyers are more informed. They're more skeptical. They're increasingly fatigued by tactics that feel scripted, they feel automated, or optimized just for speed. In that kind of landscape, how you show up often matters more than what you say. And the word integrity isn't just about being nice. It's about earning the right to influence. In our experience, teams that lead with integrity build confidence. They build credibility internally and externally, and they build relationships. And those relationships compound over time. This is what we're hearing. And that's why we feel really strongly that integrity isn't just a philosophy. It really is a true competitive advantage. So with that in mind, let's kick it over to Brian Snader to hear from him, his perspective on why integrity matters more than ever in 2026.
If you were to ask, why does integrity matter now more than ever in 2026? I would go back and ask yourself, what does integrity mean to you? To me, it's having sound moral principles, ethical, trustworthy, doing the right thing. And inherently, I have an unwavering belief that I think people want to do the right thing. Having an organization that is integrous, let alone a selling methodology, goes a long way towards people wanting to help others achieve their goals. And being integrous is a core value of most individuals and organizations. And the way of the world, I think we just all want to help each other be successful in everything we do.
The second question we've been asking is this. If a client worked with integrity years ago, what would we want them to know about who we are today? And that is, at our core, who we are hasn't changed. We still believe selling is about creating real value and building trust with customers. That foundation is the same. That foundation is not going anywhere. But what has evolved is how we help teams sustain and apply those behaviors in today's selling environment, as well as how we meet the needs of the modern learner. So we've expanded our portfolio to better support alignment, to better support reinforcement and execution over time. we've put a much stronger emphasis on sustainment and continuous learning. So the integrity of today is really about behavior change at scale, not just great training moments in time. For anyone who's worked with us before, it really should feel familiar, but also more modern, more flexible, and more closely tied to real business outcomes. And that evolution shows up most clearly in the conversations happening with their clients every single day. Brian's got a great perspective on this, on how past and current clients experience that shift. So let's hear from him.
Now, if a client who we worked with years ago, what would I want them to know about where integrity is today? I'd really talk about the foundational core models and principles of our training has not changed. But what has changed is it's a new look, a new appearance, fresh with technology. And yes, AI is involved in the journey because how we communicate is really comes down to who we are at our core. So some of those principles haven't changed, but updating the look and feel is what you'd want integrity to be. And that's really where we've grown and what we are today.
And the last question we've been asking and want to share in this episode is this. What was the moment you knew integrity was different? For most people, it's not this big flashy moment. It's more of a quiet shift that you start to notice. Sometimes in one person, sometimes across a team, or even an entire organization. An example, you'll see a sales rep stop trying to win the conversation and start really understanding their customer. You'll watch leaders hold their line on values, even when the pressure's on and the numbers feel tight. So what's changing in those moments isn't just behavior, it's their mindset. There's a different level of alignment between how people think, how they act, and how they lead. Selling then becomes more natural, more confident, more consistent. And over time, you realize that this work isn't just about techniques or one-off, moment-in-time training events. It's about building something that lasts. That's usually when it clicks that this isn't just performance improvement training. It's something deeper. Let's hear from Brian one more time about his integrity experience.
Now, the moment that I knew integrity was different from all others was we're more than just a skills training company. There's a lot of good skills training out there, and ours is top shelf. But what's different is that intellectually, we know we should do a lot of things, but attitudinally, we don't always feel like it. So what's different with integrity is that we deal with both the skill set and the mindset. So how do we get ourselves to do what we know we should do so we can self-correct? There's coaching things that help unlock the potential in people, but it's really tapping into, the gotta wanna, those internal goal-seeking mechanisms that lead to success.
As we head into 2026, this really is all about taking stock. What's working? What's changed? And where you want your sales organization to build momentum next. Integrity has always been about helping teams sell with confidence, clarity, and trust. That work, it matters more than ever right now. And if you've worked with us before, this may be a great moment to put integrity back to work. If you're looking for a thoughtful way to build momentum this year, we invite you to start with a sales momentum check. This is a simple, no-pressure way to see where your team's aligned and where there might be a great opportunity to move forward. To learn more, to get started, visit integritysolutions.com. See you next time. Thank you for joining us on Mental Selling. If today's conversation resonated with you, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your network. For more insights on how to go beyond winning deals and build real customer relationships, visit integritysolutions.com. See you next time.